I want you to close your eyes. I need you to picture this image. You're sitting there playing a video game on your TV in the living room, and you hear some type of creaking from behind you. You turn around to take a look, but nothing's there. So you go back to looking at the TV, and now the TV is static. You're the only one alone, and all the lights are off. Then you start feeling breath on the back of your neck. At this point, what do? Well, here's some stories that you can listen to about it. I know this thread is a little old, but I want to share my experience. So I've always had these weird things happen to me that I can't explain my whole entire life, and have always really believed in the paranormal. But what made me stop searching for the paranormal is something I wish I never experienced again in my life. It wouldn't have been as bad if it wasn't in my own house that me, my wife, sister-in-law, and son all live in. But back to the story. I had bought a Ouija board and started playing with it. We had several paranormal things go on in the house beforehand, but it only got worse with the use of this Ouija board. A few noises, things moving around the house. Cups would be thrown from a flat surface with no one near it. My son one time even walked to the corner in the bathroom by the washing machine, back when he couldn't talk, and just started reaching for people. Started reaching for someone in the corner. I picked him up and ran out of that room. Keep in mind, that was before the whole Ouija board thing. Then I started playing with the Ouija board, and every time I would talk to a ghost named Dell. Well, I got curious. Looked up on the state's death records. I found a girl died of a car crash in the same county I lived in. Her name was Delcy Ray. As I typed this, my lights flickered. I haven't experienced anything since I've saged the house after the story I'm about to tell you. All the information Dell gave me matches up to this girl, except she was 6 and the girl was 9. Which may make sense if she was sitting on the opposite side of the Ouija board. A 6 would look like a 9 to a kid. But this isn't part of what freaked me out to no end. Objects would move from one side of the room to the other when I would turn my back. We had a little chair on our front porch that would sit up next to the house facing towards the road. It was a kid chair for my son. Some days I would come home and the chair would be sitting facing the door to the house. I didn't think nothing of it because my in-laws were in and out of the house all the time. No problem, I would just move it back. Well, one day, it was just me and my sister-in-law at home. I had just got home 30 minutes prior to this happening. The chair was in the spot it was supposed to be. I was in our living room, walking towards the hallway, and I was about 2 feet away from the window the chair normally sits in front of. I hear a noise on the porch. I look outside and see no one. Keep in mind, the door is only about 7 to 8 feet from the window. I run to the door, I open it, and the chair is sitting, facing towards the door. I freaked out. I yell for my sister-in-law who walks into the hallway from the kitchen, and she sees it and freaks out. And she didn't even know that I had been coming home to it like that till after that happened, and I told her. Still not the freakiest part yet. I was home alone during all this, and we decided to get our pet pig so we can just blame stuff happening on him to ease our conscience. Well, we had baby gates up at both entrances to the living room to keep the pig out from getting on everything in our house. So it was just me and the pig at home. Everyone was gone for the night. So I wanted to enjoy a night of gaming. I'm playing with my friends having a great night when I felt like I was being watched. So I turned around to see a girl, pale and white, not see-through, but with long black hair, black eyes, peeking around the door, reaching for the baby gate to open it. When I saw it, it instantly dashed around the doorway. I screamed no to the top of my lungs. My friends start freaking out through the headset. They thought I was being robbed. I told one of them to come over right now, and I stayed pinned against that TV, watching both entrances of the living room until they got there. And the next day, we saged the house, and I vowed to never play the Ouija board in my house ever again. And if I ever did play it, I would sage myself and my house every time. And that was only some of the things that happened. There's a lot more that I left out, but putting them all would just be too much. But that's the gist of this story, of how I stopped seeking the paranormal. Hello, my name is Anna Bentley, 23 years young, and my sister's name is Faith, also 23 years young. We both wanted to write this novel to tell everyone that would read it, to share it because of how suspenseful it is. Horrifying nights we experienced together. Let's first start off with the night of November 15th, 2017. This night was suspenseful at best, due to the activity in Casey Roadhouse we lived at. There was items that were in the house that drew spirits in from other dimensions that we did not even know existed to this day, if I could honestly tell you. The fact that they were just so evil, so horrifying, and real to our hearts and souls, that we could not even expect what was to hit us from these objects. As far as we knew, they were just objects. Items from the family that lived here before, and we had no idea they were evil at best. Both of us being children, angels of God if I could say, we felt those evil vibes from it, right from the first night of being on Casey Roadhouse. We came together and knew we had to come up with a plan to ban all evil spirits from hurting the men and other people we did not care for so much in this horrifying house and situation. To add more about the people we did not care about was more so of one person. His name was Eric, and he was absolutely the most terrifying person I have ever encountered. I, Anna Bentley, personally wish he was possessed to know the feelings of what he would do and scream at all night to be real. He only did those freakouts due to not having one cigarette. If he was possessed, it would be due to pain and not being able to control yourself. At the end of the day, each night he would become more and more of a monster. But during the day, he acted like and went about his day like nothing evil or scary happened to him the night or day before. I'm honestly starting to expect that he might actually be possessed. There's something in his eyes that I keep noticing. It's like a little flicker of a light. It's like he's not there. But the only thing that I can really remember the most were the screams that I would hear at night from him. You may not believe me. It's alright though, I know it's true. But there's this new ghost being spotted around my house. It's a little kid, a bit taller than my little brother who's 8 years old. The figure is black, just like the other one, Steve. Except Steve was spotted crawling under my bed once or twice and caught roaming around in the other rooms by the family members. And he's been seen more often lately. But this new one has only been seen once. Far-fetched? Maybe. But this is the story. My mom caught chills the other day, stating that she could have sworn my brother got up and ran into our room. We had been in our room and she told us that she just saw it. We'd been laying down in the dark, ready to go to sleep, and she said she walked out of her room to check on him. He was sleeping peacefully, and our room door was closed. She said she dropped everything, and then came into our room to tell us, which made us very paranoid all night. My dad didn't believe it and called her crazy and said, "Y'all need to go to church every Sunday. You really gonna believe any of this?" I believe her, even though I myself have never seen a single ghost in our current apartment, except maybe one out of my peripherals. What do you think is going on? Now, before you exit out of the video, if you made it to the end of this video, I needed to ask you something. If you would like to submit your own stories for me to narrate, make sure to check out the links in the description. My email is down there for you to actually submit your stories with a name and a title. I would greatly appreciate it. I really would enjoy doing subscriber stories more than just getting approval for these other stories that are public. Make sure to check out the other links in the description as well, like my Twitter and Instagram. I post on there every day. My schedule for posting will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and uploads will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hopefully, as long as everything goes correctly. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I greatly do appreciate it. And with that being said, stay safe, stay scary, and I'll see you in the next one.